energy. We are gonna talk Raw, where this week they had it in Glendale, Arizona. Survivor Series in the rearview mirror. The Netflix era still continuing, and Raw is trying to juggle that night with between the WarGames Fallout, Cena's farewell tour, the Mystery Attacker, Liv Morgan's Chaos, and about 8 different tag teams chasing the belt. Not only that, Triple H guaranteed that tonight's Raw is going to be epic. So you want to tune in tonight. Or in some words, he said that. But yeah, he said it's going to be an epic Raw. Was it? I don't know. Let's get to it. But a few things happened. Rhea and IYO calling their title shot for the tag team belts. LA Knight versus Jey Uso in the last time is now tournament division, putting CM Punk on notice. Judgment Day celebrating Dom's win with Liv Morgan back in the fold. Gunther versus Solo beating the living life out of each other for the last time is now tournament. In a women's main tag event that turned into a full-on faction brawl over the tag team titles. Wow. That's the first time people are going ham over the women's titles, which is a good sign, hopefully, to make those titles relevant and worthy for people to watch on TV. So, without further ado, let's start at the top, literally, with the women of the WarGames faction starting. We start with Raw opening with a little different that night. Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett was in the crowd for the open. They usually do that in some segments, but for tonight's Raw, they also did it, which was nice, but it was good. I mean, there's not much I can say about it. It's just they're trying different shots. Maybe that'll get more people's attention, but nothing different. But anyway, we get walking montages, usual Raws. We have Division walking. We have Solo and Tala walking. We have AJ Styles and Dragon Lee walking. Judgment Day walking. Everyone's walking into the stadium, I guess, at the top of the show. Dom and Liv pulling up on the lowrider because, of course, he's Dirty Dom. Now, I'm joking about the whole thing. Everyone pulling up at the start of the show. Obviously, they pre-record all this and they just shoot it. I've seen it happen live. Then we hit into the ring, and IYO SKY and Rhea Ripley show up. IYO's shoulder is taped up. Rhea looks like she's got into a fight with a truck and won. She's still wearing that mask, but she is still looking like a champ. Rhea rebrands the show as Monday Night Rio. Not to be confused with the Rio Women's X-Champ at AEW. They're combining IYO SKY and Rhea Ripley's name, so please don't at anyone. Says even Christopher Walken is walking. Yeah, exactly. Say they may be sore, but they won the war at Survivor Series. But the fight isn't over. Kabuki Warriors turn on her best friend. So now the revenge tour starts with taking the women's tag team championships. It's like, I think Liv Morgan needs to copyright that revenge tour because now everyone's using it. IYO drops the line. Nobody's ready for Rio. There you go. Asuka needs to do a trademark now. And honestly, as a team, they kind of might be right. I mean, what else can they do right now if they're going to have Stephanie Vaquer focus on other women for her title? Which, by the way, where was she that night? I wish they put more spotlight on her. She is our women's champ on Raw, but okay. We'll see what Raw's cooking since it's an epic night. Rhea calls out the Kabuki Warriors, but instead, we get Charlotte, Flair, and our one and only Alexa Bliss. They hit the stage, and they go into a ring. Charlotte reminds everyone they were the former tag team champions. They never got their rematch, and if Rhea and IYO, I kept saying Rio, I guess it works, wants a shot, they can get it. They have to get in line after Charlotte and Alexa. Rhea respectfully tell them to kick rocks. Y'all couldn't beat the Warriors back of the line. Charlotte hits back with the classic Flair energy she always does. She doesn't step aside for anybody. Alexa should just prove it tonight. So crowd pops, IYO accepts, and boom, Rio and IYO versus Charlotte and Alexa in the main event for this epic Monday Night Raw. So we get a women's tag team to find out who is the number one contender in this epic Monday Night Raw. We're going to keep saying epic since Triple H said it was epic. It was epic. In the main event, we're going to have Charlotte Flair and Alexa go against Rhea. I couldn't make it work. Anyway. Nets. It was a solid opening. The women's got spotlighted. The tag titles are trying to get some attention. Rio and IYO feel like killers after the WarGames. And we got a main event rather than something random. So some story's getting built. We'll see. Anyway, backstage, we get Adam Pearce on the phone with Nick Aldis, making a tag team match official. So we have that women's tag team official, I guess. Anyway, Ivy now rolls up and basically says, I've never lost to Maxine Dupree. I won the first shot at her title. Pearce agrees. Ivy even says Maxine can train wherever with whomever. It won't matter. Nice little line setting that up. I wonder why. Then Heyman and Bron Breakker slide in, all innocent like, saying we have absolutely no idea who was under the mask at Survivor Series. But Braun pinned CM Punk, so we should probably talk. We all know what that's getting to. We also get, after this, a Cena Punk retrospective package, because that's what's going to happen going forward until next Saturday. We're going to get highlights of Cena throughout his career. So, obviously, because they mentioned Punk, they're going to do a CM Punk and Cena retrospective. So, you got Punk calling himself Cena's greatest rival. Cody calling their series, the series between Cena and Punk special. Kofi also inputting, saying that he didn't know who to root for when they had that feud back a few years ago. And then they roll footage of Money in the Bank 2011. One of Cena's best matches, by the way. Money in the Bank 2011. If you haven't ever watched it, definitely watch it. Even if you can figure out how to find the footage package of events that led to that match, please do. But it's WWE reminding you, like I said, these two are the last of a certain era, and Bron Breakker is being lined up to kill that era dead. So it looks like Gunther is probably going to end Cena in one side, and then we have Bron Breakker trying to take down CM Punk on the other. But anyway, Nets, Jey Uso versus LA Knight for the semifinals in the Last Time Is Now tournament. First match of the night after all this. Jey Uso versus LA Knight. They start hot, going for big moves early. LA Knight hits the corner with yay kicks. Jey answers with ye punches. Then Jey sends Knight outside and hits a top suicide dive. Then, of course, after a few seconds, or a few minutes, can't even remember anymore, Raw goes into a commercial. Because, of course, it's an epic night. It's epic. We need epic commercials. Back from break. They're fighting up top. Both spill on the floor. Jey goes for a Uso splash. LA dodges and hits a kind of a burning hammer for 2. Jey hits a spear and another near fall. They struggle up top again. LA Knight finally connects with a superplex for another 2. Jey blocks BFT. Rolls him up for 2. Then hits super kick and a spear combo. Jey goes up again for the Uso splash. LA rolls him into a crucifix and steals the pin. LA Knight advances to face Gunther in the finals for the Last Time Is Now. Question is, who's going to win? We will find out. Now I said Gunther, but we didn't know who was going to win between Gunther and Solo, but we obviously knew it was going to be Gunther. But that match was good too, so we'll get to that one from later in the night. Match was honestly a little sloppy in some spots, but the crowd was with them the entire time, because I think between people having some love for Jey Uso, but a lot of people pushing for LA Knight to win. Everyone was into this match because I think they wanted this side of the tournament to be the one to face John Cena. But that's the thing with Jay. People can nitpick with the audience, but he always can get them to buy in, and LA Knight too. So that matters. After the bell, LA Knight obviously celebrating from on the ramp, but Jey Uso is sitting, clearly spiraling out of control. Because eventually he starts throwing the steps around the arena, and he pretty much killed the Prime Station. Now, guys, it's epic. It's epic. You know what's more epic than destroying the Spanish announcer's table? Destroying the Prime Station. Honestly, the Prime Station has become the new Spanish announcing table. And I think it's mainly because the Spanish announcing table is not there anymore. Once they took that out, they're like, yeah, we need something else to destroy. Prime Station, perfect. Set it up. So yeah, man. His feeling, he's going through a loss, and that's important because this whole identity has been, I'm breaking away from Roman and proving I can carry gold, has been a mismatch, so we'll see what happens from there. But anyway, yeah, a little temper tantrum. Backstage, once again, it's like match backstage. It's very epic. Backstage, Bayley and Lyra Valkyrie, sure, ask Pierce how they can get into the tag title, the women's tag title. Pierce low-key doubts Bayley's headspace. Lyra vouches that they're good most of the time. Then out of nowhere, Asuka and Kairi show up. Asuka basically says if Bayley had joined them in WarGames, they would have won. So very pissed about that. Calls Bayley nothing, points out Charlotte's in the main event instead. Kairi, chaotic pirate that she is, gives Bayley a green chain. Her green chain from WarGames. Asuka yells at her. It's petty and perfect type of story going on in the backstage. Everyone wants a piece of the women's tag division, and Bayley's clearly stuck between guilt and anger. Anyway. Judgment Day. The real owners of Monday Night Raw, because they make everything epic. Judgment Day to the ring, and Dom Mysterio is showing off Cena's plates on the Intercontinental title like a trophy from his dad's house. He cuts a promo, basically gloating that he beat the GOAT. So that makes him the greatest Mysterio, the king of the luchadors, and the greatest Intercontinental champ ever. Then he thanks his crew, Fenn, JD, Roxanne, and Raquel, but says there's one person he couldn't have done it without. And then Liv Morgan's music hits. She hits the ring, takes the mic, announces she's back, points out that no one saw her coming, including Cena. Acknowledging people, saying Judgment Day is weak, lost gold, falling apart, says that changes now that she's back. Judgment Day is coming for everything. And as of tonight, they've officially run Monday Night Raw. So between Monday Night Rio and Judgment Day, either they're co-running or there's gonna, who knows? Everyone's owning Raw. It's like, who owns Raw? I guess that's part of the epic setup for Monday Night Raw. Tune in on Netflix. No commercials, I promise. Bullshit. Anyway. Where was I? Judgment Day, like I said, is coming for everything, and they own Monday Night Raw. Liv and Dom share this gross, committed couple's kiss. The music hits, it's over the top, but it works. But Dom gets slapped, and then, yeah, of course, they get all romantically involved. So Dom's stock just went up again, as always. Liv immediately feels important because the whole women's division on Raw is on her. And Judgment Day gets some much needed fresh energy. Anyway. Nets. The picture that rolled all over the internet on Monday Night Raw. After Monday Night Raw. We get a pre-tape of Maxine Dupree training in Natalia's dungeon. So, it looks like Pierce knew where Maxine Dupree was because Maxine already knew people were up for her belt. So she had to get ready. You see a footage of Maxine keep tapping out of her first opponent with the ankle lock. Then all of a sudden you keep hearing again. And then another thing, again, another thing, again. If anything you can get out of this segment, it's hearing Natalya say, again. It was awesome. But then Natalya herself steps in, slaps her around, locks her in the sharpshooter, and pretty much after that, she gives up on her. But then Maxine gets back up, or tries to get back up, and screams for more. And then, as you see in this image, is when you finally see Natalya turn around and smirk. It's a nice way to show Maxine is actually grinding for her title defense. Not just dancing around in ring gear. So it's definitely something's about to come positive out of this. And it's nice to see Natalya being shown in her MMA, I guess, indies look instead of her Heart Foundation type of look. So they're trying to somehow figure out how to mix that independent scene that she's doing right now with her brutal version of Natalya, with somehow trying to combine it with the WWE type of family type of TV, I guess, and trying to see what they can come with it. So hopefully this is not just them showing her training. Maybe she'll be back on TV in this persona. You see this persona in the AAA league because she's had some matches there. But it'll be nice to bring her back into Raw or into Raw with this. But we'll see as time comes through. All right. Then we get the World Tag Team Championship match with the team of and current champions AJ Styles and Dragon Lee defending against Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston with, of course, Grayson Waller lurking ringside. It was a fast-paced, fun little TV match. New Day jumps the champs early, isolating AJ and targeting his arm. AJ finally tags in Dragon Lee, who goes nuts, including a Rana from the apron, sending Xavier into Kofi and Waller on the floor. Down the stretch, AJ and Dragon hit some smooth combo offense, set out powerbomb, Dragon flying around. Kofi surviving multiple pin attempts. The finish in this match becomes very clean. AJ places Kofi on the ropes. Dragon kicks him forward into a style class position. That combo between those two, definitely a highlight reel for that night. It was beautiful. Gotta watch it. AJ hits the style clash while Dragon wipes out Xavier Waller on the outside. The champs retain. This match felt like an actual good tag team match. The team that deserved it won. It wasn't just a throwaway match. New Day, though, they're starting to feel a little stale. I'm not gonna lie. They might need a shake-up. They might need to go to SmackDown if it's not working here on Raw. Maybe they need to do something else. It's been a year since they did this new look, the breakup with Big E, them trying this heel persona. It started last year very hot, but it's been dead ever since. So, we'll see. Next, the Vision comes out and calls out CM Punk. We get the Vision in full. Heyman, Bron Breakker, Bronson Lee, and Logan Paul. Hopefully Logan Paul stays more permanent in the main roster. He's not going to do his sporadic appearances that he's done in the past, because otherwise it doesn't make sense for him to do part-time and be part of a faction. It just feels it doesn't work that way with factions, so we'll see. They're all in the ring, and Heyman does what Heyman does best. Puts everyone over. He sends shoutouts to Brock Lesnar for still being a freak of nature. to Drew McIntyre for doing business, to Big Bronson Reed for tsunamiing the whole sides of the cage, to Logan Paul, the biggest mainstream star of today, being involved, and to WWE for listening to the wise man. Then he announces the big one. On January 5th, Barclays Center, New York City, the 1-year anniversary of Raw on Netflix. CM Punk will defend, and in Heyman's words, lose, the World Heavyweight Championship to Bron Breakker. Then Bron grabs the mic and goes nuclear, which I can say is one of his most impressive promos that he's done in his career. And rightfully so, since he's going for the title. He says he's mad, not because of the masked attacker on the city. He's mad because it was too easy for CM Punk. Calls Punk a soft-ass vet, living off past glories. Calls Rollins a narcissist, whose wife is the biggest star in the roster. Says Punk tries to ruin his life at Survivor Series, so now he's coming to ruin Punk's. He brings up Punk, congratulating him at WrestleMania and testing if he could cut a promo with the big guys. Says on January 5th, Punk will find out he's nowhere near the best in the world. Bron Breakker is. Then he throws the mic and storms off. Somehow the mic pops up and Logan Paul catches it. He surprised himself and he says, yeah, and then he drops it too. Division applauding for that amazing promo. This is the strongest Braun has ever looked on the main roster so far. Confidence, dangerous, and Heyman's stamp of approval. So hopefully from now till January 5th, it is a long time. It's basically a month. We get just Bron Breakker destroying everything, showing why he is dangerous. So that's the only way we can pull it off. And hopefully on January 5th, part of Triple H's epic promotion, he actually gives Bron Breakker the win. Like Bron Breakker actually wins. Because the whole rumors of Bron Breakker being the potential winner for a Royal Rumble, I don't think it's necessary. I don't think a lot of people think it's necessary. At this point, he is dangerous. He's been showing he's dangerous. It's time for him to just get the belt. And that's it. Give the Royal Rumble to someone else. I don't know. Talk with the Saudis since it's going to be over there. And yeah, a major mic update on him. He's getting better by the day, so he definitely deserves what's coming for him. The whole mic thing, when it pops up and he catches it, is just a reminder of the whole mic situation between Roman and Brock back at SummerSlam a few years ago when it says Brock Lesnar throws in, Roman catches in, winks. It's just awesome. These things happen randomly and they make it work. But good segment. Then finally, the main event. Oh no, second to last main event. Sorry, I forgot the women's tag team was the epic main event of the night. Sorry. Second semi-final for the last time is now tournament. Gunther versus Solo Sikoa. And Talatonga, obviously, at ringside. Now, this was a pretty good match. Gotta say. Can't go wrong with Gunther. Gunther makes every match memorable and good. And he will make everyone else he goes against good. And for the first time in a while, Solo Sikoa looked good in this match. If you like big dudes hitting each other very hard, this was your match. Early on, it's a stalemate, shoulder blocks, forearms, nobody budging. During the break, Tala trips Gunther and Solo takes over. We come back to Gunther chopping the soul out of Solo's chest. Solo answers with body slams, big shots, and spinning Solo slams. Gunther hits a superplex. They trade bombs. Solo hits a huge top rope Splash for a deep 2. Down the stretch. Gunther keeps going for the powerbomb. Solo keeps blocking. Gunther starts attacking the thumb to neutralize the Samoan spike. Tala starts interfering. Gunther eats a boot outside. Ref is conveniently fixing the turnbuckle while all this is happening. Gunther eventually slams Solo's thumb into the apron, slides him back in, and low blows him while the ref's distracted. The powerbomb for the 1, 2, 3. Gunther advances to face LA Knight at SmackDown. Match absolutely slapped for this night's Raw. Probably the only one of the few epic things happening that night. So Solo looked the best in TV for weeks. And it's obviously because of Gunther, because Gunther never does bad matches. Gunther continues his run of stealing the TV show every time he shows up. So good on him. Anyway, main event. Rhea Ripley and IYO SKY versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Exactly the kind of match that should be main eventing Raw right now. Take it for what you may. Is it epic or not? You guys decide. Anyway, quick hits. IYO and Alexa start, but Charlotte tags herself in to stomp IYO and kick Rhea off the apron, already teasing tension. We get our first commercial cut. We come back to Rhea putting Alexa in the prism trap. Alexa knocks Rhea into Charlotte. More miscommunication. IYO and Rhea do a great job isolating Alexa, cutting off the ring. Hot tag to Charlotte, and we get the big face-off. Rhea versus Charlotte. I don't have many pictures of that. Trading chops, headbutts, and counters. Things about to get messy, but fun. Rhea hits a razor's edge. IYO connects with her missile dropkick for a near fall. Charlotte counters to Riptide into a DDT and tags Alexa. Alexa nearly pins Rhea after a DDT. Combo spot, natural selection, and Sister Abigail on IYO for a huge countout. Beautiful dives. Look at that. That's probably one of the best photos of the night. Rhea dumps Charlotte, hoists Alexa for a Riptide. Alexa fights Rhea's headbutt and hits a Riptide anyway. IYO goes up for the moonsault. And then the Kabuki Warriors hit the ring. Why not? No contests. Disqualification. Normally we can get annoyed about this, but this is where it works because now we're developing a story. Kabuki Warriors throw Rhea and Charlotte into ring post, beats down IYO, and stands tall. Then Lyra and Bayley run in down to even the odds. Lyra dropkicks Kyrie, climbs on the announcer's table. Then Liv Morgan appears and yanks her off the table. Judgment Day's women are here. Liv, Roxanne, and Raquel. As you see, Raquel hits the Takana bomb on Asuka. And Roxanne hits the Pop Rocks on Bayley. The fact that this woman can do Pop Rocks on anyone is crazy. It's going to be a story to tell anyone in years to come. If she was able to do it on John Cena at Survivor Series, I'm like, she's a tiny woman. Have you seen her? Anyway, Roxanne and Raquel grab the tag belts. Roxanne actually hands off her title to Liv because she was the champ before she left out of injury or storyline injury, and she took over. But Liv smirks and tells her to keep it, acknowledging her as the new champ with Raquel. Liv raises both of their hands, and Raw goes off the air. The visual is clear for this Raw. The epic Raw. The women's tag titles are now the center of the three-way, maybe four-way war. Kabuki Warriors, Rhea and IYO, Bayley and Lyra, Liv and Roxanne, and Raquel Judgment Day's women in the women's division. And Liv is positioning herself as the agent of chaos, controlling it, making this Monday Night Raw truly epic. And because I'm Triple H and I say so. So that was your post-Survivor Series Raw. Rhea and IYO calling out the Kabukis, LA Knight and Gunther, moving one step closer to Cena. The Vision putting CM Punk on a clock. Dom and Liv making Judgment Day feel alive again. Gunther and Solo chopping each other into one of probably the best match in Raw so far. And the women's tag team scene turning into a full-on faction crossover event. So let me know what you thought in the comments. Who should take the women's tag title next? Out of all these women, are you into Bron Breakker versus CM Punk for the Netflix era anniversary? Or does LA Knight actually have a shot against Gunther and Cena? Or is it just a stop on the way to the ring general? Hit the like, hit the comments, and thank you guys for watching the Raw recap.